My overall thoughts on the game. This team compared to last year in week one, I am thoroughly happy and I am thoroughly surprised. I saw so many good things on tape that lets me know this team is further along than what they were last year. However, a couple things did pop up that made me say, "Oh, are we still going to be having these same problems?" Okay. So let's go ahead and get into the breakdown. And let me go ahead and get this thing started right here. And this, another thing on our website, what we're also going to do, we're going to have our drive of the game. Thanks to our friends at Southwest Auto, one of our sponsors here on 4th and 5. And so once you're on the website, you'll be able to pick from 3 different drives. And it just so happens to be the very first drive of the game was 9 plays, 73 yards, 4 minutes, and it ended in a touchdown. And it happens to be our Southwest Auto drive of the game. But as we get into this, I want to make sure that, we give them some credit, but then we got to get to work, okay? So let's go ahead and look at the tape right here. This is the very first play of the game on the very first drive of the game. Once again, thanks to our friends over there at Southwest Auto. Put us in a nice car up to Northwest Arkansas, too. We carry a lot of stuff, so we needed a lot of space. So first play of the game. You go and take a look at it, and this is what I like. Okay, this was improvement for Taylor Green on my part. Okay, you want to get out the gate. Coach Petrino always likes to say, hey, let's take a shot. Let's see what happens. The young tight end, Rohan Jones, you see him on a wheel route. Coach Petrino loves the wheel route. Tried to get it from a speedy tight end. Taylon's looking right at him. Talon first year probably would have forced this. Talon second year is like, let me go through my progression. Looks at number 1. Okay, it's not there. Let me see this play develop. And then you got this guy, Omega Blake. I mean, what a pleasant surprise from Omega Blake. We've heard some good things about him. Showcase some big talent. But this is what I like. So in practice, when we played, if anyone caught a ball and just ran out of bounds besides the quarterback, we would get our butt chewed. It's all about physicality, making sure the defense knows every single play we're going to punish them. He doesn't go out of bounds right here. He takes it upfield, breaks a couple tackles, and gets moving. Second play of the game, Coach Petrino really likes to be balanced. That's what he prides himself upon. If you can't run the ball, then it closes down the passing game and just ruins everything. It's pretty much what happened in the second half against Oklahoma State last year. So you have to establish the running game. Mike Washington, I think, is going to be a pleasant player for us for the entire year. Offensive line, great push up front. You see that hole open wide up. Mike Washington runs right through it and gets a good yardage on a first down. Okay, then we get to this second. This is another big step for Taylor Green. Last year he kind of struggled with putting his body in the right position to make some throws. And a lot of the times he would throw to guys and they would catch it, but sometimes it would be a little behind them, okay? I think a big thing that we really wanted was for him to lead receivers. And that's exactly what you got on this play right here. Look at this. Great technique. Got his shoulders around. You can see Omega. I think that's Omega Blake once again just showing up all over the tape. I could be wrong. I got to get used to what everyone looks like. That could be CJ Brown, one of the two. All right. Now it look like. But let's keep this moving forward. You got to like Taylor Green's accuracy on this one. I actually believe that's the young guy, Jalen Brown. And then we get to this play right here, okay? And this is why I love football, because there's a play every once in a while that reminds you it's a grown man's game, okay? So let's go ahead and zoom this one up right here. We're going to take a look at our center. This is a hello, football season is back. When you come through the hole, especially on middle linebackers, you better tighten up your chin straps and get your pads down low, okay? Because I will promise you this center will see these type of linebackers each and every week. So let's go ahead and take a look at this play. Center comes off the ball. He's eyeing them up, all right? And I'll say this too. These linebackers for Alabama A&M, it's almost like sometimes they didn't care about the ball carrier. They were just trying to hit guys. And take a look at this right here. Explosion. Ooh, look out now. Okay, that's called football season is here. Let's make sure we get those pads down moving forward, because in the SEC, it's going to be like that every single play. Another one right here from Taylor Green. Pre-snap reads are huge. So right now, what I'm looking at, you see that safety that's in the white circle at the top of your screen. He's giving a big indicator, one high safety, and they went man-to-man a lot in this game. They really wanted to bring pressure and make Taylon Green make a decision fast to see if they could get pressure on him by these man-to-man situations. And you got a great concept right here. You see these receivers up top, they're all clearing out, and then you have a one-on-one situation. And right now, Taylon Green just needs to build chemistry with these guys. Okay, he has some guys that can run some routes. You're going to see it on the tape. But chemistry is everything. What is very tough to do sometimes is when you're working with a new guy is trying to anticipate what he's thinking so you can get the ball out fast. Okay, so you see right here, great route up top. This ball already needs to be in the air. Taylon still holding it because he wanted to see the play develop. Okay, so he has to start anticipating this, getting the ball out much earlier so we can give our guy a shot. He ends up running right here. This is what I did not want to see come this game time. I said I didn't want to see Taylon run when he didn't have to. In the past, last year, he relied way too much on his legs and didn't trust the concepts, didn't trust his arm, didn't trust his protection. I'll give him a pass on that one because we struggled at times, looking like we're off to a little bit better start this year. But this one, I didn't feel like he needed to run. I wish he would have got that ball out. And then to cap off the drive, the 9-play drive, once again, this guy comes unblocked because they're bringing more than they can block. Like I said, all day they just went man-to-man and blitzed. Taylon understood, I need to get this ball out, man-to-man coverage. He does, and this is huge. When you have receivers that don't go down on first contact and try to break tackles, they can make special things happen. Great job right here by the returning Razorback, C.J. Brown, for the first touchdown of the year. All right, let's go ahead and take a little bit closer look at Taylon Green. So everybody wanted to know, what's a year 2 under Coach Petrino's offense look like? Better or worse, or are we the same? I saw some things that I was like, ooh, it kind of reminds me of last year. And then I see a play like this. This is a huge indicator. I'll go ahead and pull it up for you. Anytime you're watching a game, if you go to Fayetteville or if you're sitting at home watching on your couch, whenever you see a safety and a linebacker or somebody covering a receiver stacked like this is a huge sign saying, hey, we're blitzing off the edge and it's man-to-man coverage. Okay, this is what we talk about in pre-snaps reads. So if Taylon looks out there and he sees those two guys stacked, you know a blitz is coming, and then you're going to have one-on-one situations. Last year, I think Taylon doesn't get this ball out as quick as he does because now you know you got man-to-man with no safety help over the top. He gets the ball out quick and throws a dime. I mean, you really can't ask for a I know this is tough. My guy CJ, number 3, you got to be special and you got to make this catch. I know they say sometimes it's tough, it's on the fingertips. In SEC play, Taylon's going to have to put it there because the windows get a lot tighter when you're playing against a lot better competition. I thought that was a very, very good decision by Taylon Green. He made it before the ball was snapped, and then he made sure, and then he delivered a perfect ball. You have to come up with that, especially come SEC play. Another play right here. This kind of haunted us a little last year. If you go back to the Texas game, we were driving, heading down to the field, trying to take the lead late in the fourth quarter, and we had a shot to do so. We do a lot of read options. Sometimes it's great. I would say more so than not last year, it didn't turn out too well. Taylon has to make decisions much faster than this. If you're looking at the guy that he's looking at, that defensive end, that's who they're reading. If he crashes down like he wants to go get the running back, then he has to pull it and run. But there's not an indicator, at least from the way I'm seeing it, that that guy is committing to either one, the quarterback or the running back. Hand that thing off and get moving. But he goes ahead and pulls it right here. You were 2nd and 10. Now it's 3rd, and you lost some yardage right there. We ended up not converting on that drive. Okay, so this is my bread and butter, okay? I feel like we try our best on 4th and 5 not to say what all the plays mean because we all played with Coach Petrino, and all the plays, I think, for the most part, are the same. But he talks about this play all the time, so I will. So my bread and butter was a play called, I'll just say Miami. I won't say the first part just in case they have to say it out loud during a game one time. That's exactly what this is right here. So what they're trying to accomplish right now is trying to put the tight end in a man-to-man situation. It's rather going to be that linebacker or the safety. So the tight end has to run inside. As soon as he does that, you're able to tell who has you man-to-man. And then you have an option route. You can go in, you can go out, and it's just up to you, but you have to make the decision quick. So it's pretty fun watching this. Talon knew exactly where he wanted to go. Right here, he knew it was going to be man-to-man situation. And look at this. Before he gets his head turned around, he's already gearing up to throw it. Would I like the ball out just a smidge earlier? If I'm being nitpicky, yes. But I really like this decision from Talon Green. Pre-snap read, knowing where he wanted to go. Now, my tight end, Mr. Platt. When plays like this happen, this could have been a dangerous one. This one could have ended up in an interception, not because of Talon Green, but because he's drifting. So when you come out of breaks, especially like this on these, middle of the field runs, you want to make sure that you at least come out of that break straight down the line, even sometimes coming back down to the ball. But the problem is when you drift sometimes, you see how he drifted a couple yards? A good linebacker in the SEC will pick that ball off and it's going the other way for 6. And it wouldn't be Talon Green's fault. Everyone would say it is, but as a tight end or any type of receiver in that situation, you have to come back down towards the ball. As soon as you start floating, good defenders will pick this ball off, and it'd be bad news for the Razorbacks on game day. So that's just a little coaching point for my tight end right there, okay? All right, let's go ahead and keep this one moving. Taking another look at Talon. Look, I can't make this up, y'all. Y'all can literally watch these games and see this unfold. And y'all better be out in the stands waving like, hey, pressure's coming. Pressure's coming. As soon as you see these guys stacked, you know what's happening. It's the biggest indicator in football on the defensive side of the ball. So as soon as this guy blitz, Talon, I think he feels it. And look at him. Look how quick he looks out to this receiver. He knows this receiver has a little 5-yard hitch. As soon as that guy blitzes, he knows he's man-to-man situation. Throw that ball. I mean, you're going to see how open he is right here. Just get the ball out, but he goes to the other side. Now, this is something I did see on tape a lot. As soon as Talon saw, let me go back just a smidge. As soon as Talon saw those guys stacked, it's man-to-man coverage. This guy, Raylan Sharp, he can run some routes. And this is what's going to be cool to see. Talon missed him a lot, but as soon as Talon sees man-to-man, you know how last year he picked Andrew Armstrong a lot? He was just confident that he was always going to be open in man-to-man. Raylan Sharp will be open in man-to-man. Look at this route right here, okay? A great inside stem. You think he's going in. Ooh, head turned around. We got to get him the rock, Talon. Ball still in his hand. He's a little too late. Now, he's late because he looked to the right side first. But from what I've seen on tape, if Talon knows it's man-to-man, I would be eyeing where's Raylan Sharp, and that may be my first read. I'd give him a shot, and you're going to see exactly why. I think he started honing on Omega Blake a little bit. We get a little Andrew Armstrong. Raylan Sharp, I guarantee you, Isaac Tesla's watching the film like, I know exactly what that feels like because I feel like I was open every play, all right? But I think a year or two, Talon Green will be able to see this tape and start trusting these guys to be open. So, once again, ball just gets out a little late. If that ball is out now, he catches this, plenty of space, tries to get up that sideline and get a manageable second down. And then we got another one right here, a little drag route coming across. That's where the ball is going to end up going. But I want you to watch Sharp once again, y'all. Man-to-man coverage. I think at this point, where are we at? 55 seconds left in the first quarter. At this point, you understand exactly what Alabama A&M is trying to do. They're going to be man and blitz all day. So once again, if I saw this, look at this route right here. Wide open, a touchdown, okay? And when you look at the defense, safety's coming over, linebackers out of place, corners coming over. I think a pre-snap read, let me go ahead and draw this on the screen real quick. If you're taking a wide glance at this field right now, you understand, okay, they brought pressure, safety's coming down. You know that threat over the top is going to be open. A missed opportunity right here for Raylan Sharp to have an easy touchdown. That would have been a big-time play. We just missed it. He went the safe route and threw it underneath. And then check this out. Another play right here, 3rd and 11. And this is what Talon is special for. He can get out of troubled situations. Now, look here, Talon Green. NIL, Eric, we paying you way too much money for this. All right. This ain't the SEC championship, or we're not trying to get into a playoff game right here. This is against Alabama A&M. Please escort yourself out of bounds. We cannot be taking hits like this. I appreciate the competitive edge. If you would have stepped out on this one, I think us as a fan base would have gave you a pass, okay? Got to like the effort, but you got to be smart. However, what did I say earlier? I don't want to see Taylor Green run when he doesn't have to. Let's go ahead and roll it back. Too many times now on tape, we've seen Raylan Sharp just be really good at getting open in the zone. Take a look at him again. I know he's probably just like, I'm glad you're looking at this too, because I was thinking this the whole game. Watch him right here. Great inside stem, safety bus, wide open again. Another touchdown. I mean, we're just laying it up for Raylan Sharp, okay? In these situations, you just so how do we miss this? How do we not miss this? If I go back just a smidge, okay? If Talon is doing his pre-snap read, as soon as he gets the snap, he needs to be eyeing the middle of the field. And it's going to take you to this safety right here, okay? And you're going to watch this safety. As soon as the ball snaps, he comes down. That's your only safety net, okay? As soon as that happens, I'm thinking, I may take it over the top, okay? I'm very surprised he didn't see that safety come down. Once again, another easy touchdown. That was the very next play. So at this point, Raylan Sharp's probably on the sideline like, hey, I just want to let you know when they're in this defense, it's going to be man-to-man. They're going to bring pressure, and I'm probably going to be open, okay? This is what's cool about communication and why it's so important to have chemistry on the sideline. And I'll say this too, those Alabama A&M clips, those safeties are out of place. So I'll give Talon some slack. He's probably not expecting them to be that bad, okay? So what happens? You come on the sideline. You have conversations. Hey, what are you seeing out there? Raylan Sharp. Hey, trust me on this. I know I'm not the first read, but they're really biting on those safeties and they're getting up in the box. Just trust me. Just glance at me one time. Same thing. Safety in the middle of the field. This is how I know they're having conversations on the sideline. And then there's a bust in the secondary. And now this one, Taylor looks instantly to him. Now he's wide open. All right. He's like, thank God I had 4 shots. Let's get it on this one. So that is very promising to see the communication on the sideline making things work. And once again, I'm getting back to some nitpicky stuff. This was a great 3rd and 9 pickup right here. But I just want to highlight once again how tight windows are when we're playing against tougher opponents. You're going to see this nice little route by C.J. Brown. A great job. But right now, you see Talon's looking at him. This ball needs to already be in the air. Already. People always ask, what's it going to take to average 8 wins, hopefully get 9, maybe squeeze in a 10? How can we be that type of program? Okay, you don't need the best talent in America. You just need players who can trust the process, trust the game plan. I promise you, Coach Petrino saying that ball needs to be out before he's out of his break. Just trust it. And these small little things can make all the difference in the world. Because, yes, it's a first down here, but I promise you that window will not be a thing when we start playing some dudes, okay? And we're going to start playing some here in about 2 weeks. Yes, I'm disrespecting Arkansas State just because my sister went to Arkansas State. I refuse to give them any credit. Actually, our friends at Oaklawn this morning, I don't know if you knew, the line opened up at 21.5, and I would put my whole bank account on that. If it doesn't happen, then Zach, my bad. All right, that's how confident I am, or how much I don't like hearing A-State talk about this game forever. Oh, if that game doesn't work, I'm going to hear it. I'm never going to hear the end of it. Another play right here. You're starting to see a theme with Talon, okay? This is a little bit of what I said. Some things reminded me of last year. It's the timing, okay? You have to trust it, and you have to get the ball out. Just look at this right here. Completely, I don't know what they were coaching at Alabama A&M. I don't even know if this guy knows he's in Fayetteville right now. Just complete. I don't know what he's doing right here. Completely disregarding his zone, leaving this wide open. And this is what throws me off sometimes. Talon sees it, and I think maybe he's thinking, did they really bust that coverage that bad? But when you see it, it has to be a reaction. You can't even think. Am I sure? You have to let it rip, okay? He second guesses. He gives it a little pump. And then this ball, first of all, now, who is this here? Cam Shanks? Don't be doing that. Don't be looking for a little gremlin on the other side, okay? If you keep your eyes on the quarterback, and if you just happen to take one on the chin, take one on the chin. Don't start doing this, okay? Especially across the middle. You just have to be okay with sometimes taking a hit on the chin, even though no one was there. This should have been an easy catch. I do believe he makes that safety miss, and this is another touchdown. You hate to see that. And then I would say my biggest knock on Taylor Green. It's not even the physical stuff. And I would say this to Talon to himself in person. And the reason I know that is because we had him in studio when I was on 1037 The Buzz, and we sat down, look eye to eye on radio. And I said, Talon, I think out of all things, one thing we're missing from your game is the vocal aspect. I want you to show passion. I want you to show sometime because he is very chill. If you look last year, every time they have a tight face, he's sitting there like this, and like the game is on the line. Sometimes I'm like, your players need that passion. You can get in people's face and say, "What are you doing?" And he said that was something he was going to work on in the offseason. And that's why I love doing what we do here, because we take a little bit closer look. My guy, Platt, tight end, comes around. Okay, kind of getting all muddied up in the blocking scheme. Tight end, or the receiver's coming down. Platt needs to wrap around here and get out of the way. Get out of the way. Go block this guy. All right, muddies it up. Talon has nowhere to go. And look at Talon. I was like, uh-oh. That's the first time I've ever seen Talon give any type of sign like, hey, what are you doing, to one of his own guys. I was like, all right, maybe that's a mistake. Maybe he's looking for something else. I don't know. But then you let the tape roll, okay? Then he gets up. And then he started, he's like, hey, get your, you know what, going. I was just like, Talon, I love it, right? It was the first time. That's the first time we see. I love that. That's exactly what you need in your quarterback, is to get in your guy's face and chew their you know what out, as long as it comes out of a place of knowing that they can do better. Okay. That, I think that's leadership. And as long as you don't have soft people on the team, which Platt, I don't believe you are one of them. I believe you're going to look at this and understand, be like, you know what? You're right. I'm going to make sure I take care of that next time. Talon, I love that. Keep that energy going. That's going to be big for us moving forward. We got to pick up where we left off. Right. There it is right there. We're on that defensive side of the ball. Okay. So let's get into the first drive. I think after this first drive, everyone who is a Razorback fan said, oh, here we go. All right. But when you watch this, I'm gonna tell you why what happened. That's our the thing we're trying to do here at 4th and 5 is not tell you, oh, the defense played bad that first drive. We want to show you why, so you know what to look for, and it kind of helps answer some questions. Some may worry you, some may ease you, and give you more confidence moving forward. The biggest thing that I saw, communication issues, and this is where it gets tight, because I got relationships with a lot of guys on the team and coaches. And I know when the coaches go back and watch this film, they're going to say, we need to make sure that we have our guys prepared better, because it looked like they didn't know what was going on when they're out there. On the other side of things, Alabama A&M's been prepping for this game probably for a whole year since it's been on the schedule, and they're going to try to shock the world and do something special, give them looks that they've never seen before, okay? So this is a little mixture of both right here, if you're going to get your best shot on that first drive. So when it comes to panic mode, no, let's not do that. I think we'll be just fine. After this touchdown, then no other points went on the board. But let's go ahead and take a little closer look at this drive. And it's all about communication. You're going to see it from the get-go. First play of the game, everybody was pumped up. We just scored, and we're like, oh, that ain't good. Let's go roll it back, take a look at it. Just a couple guys, late communication. You see Dix right now. He's going to go up and tap Quincy Rhodes on the butt. Tell him to get into the right gap. This is right before the snap happens. When you got movement going up front and you're not set and ready to attack and explode, the offensive line has the advantage now. And what happens is you start scrambling as a defense because now things are out of whack. Then you start forgetting about your responsibilities in your keys. I believe we're much better football players than this right now. See, last second, Quincy moves, and then you see this action right here in Mitchell, our safety. Now, I may take a little closer look at you. All right. So last year, I would say athletically, he's one of the best athletes on the field, if not maybe the entire country. Fast, big, strong. Now, when it comes to just the instinctive part, when you go back and look at tape last year, Texas, some guys being wide open, a little mental mistake on the secondary, and you see it happening, eyes in the wrong place. It's a recipe for disaster. And I was not encouraged about this play right here. This play action wasn't even that good, okay? But look at him right now. He's still looking for where the ball is, And I think instinctively you need players who can get a little bit better grasp of, okay, that's a play action. Now I need to start retreating back into coverage. But he's just standing here looking. What that does is opens up a really big window behind him. Here's a little bit better angle right here. You can see Sorey, a great job. He went for the play action. He realized now, okay, ball's not in the running back. I need to get more depth to try to get into a throwing window. But then my guy Mitchell still locked in on it. He is committed. I'll say that for sure. So, and then he opens up a really big window for that quarterback to have a nice, easy throw and catch. Another situation right here. Can't be having missed tackles. Not on games like this. I know situations, okay, that was just a good play call. You had him out leverage. You have to make these tackles. We cannot afford to get into bigger time games and have things like this happen. You have to make that tackle. Poor form. You're coached way better than that. And then remember when I talked about communication, they picked up this easy first down, and you can see why. Let's go ahead and take a little bit closer look. They're having too many conversations. Look at our defensive tackle. He's looking back at the linebacker, trying to figure out and say, hey, what'd you say? And then you got this linebacker looking at the other linebacker saying, hey, what are we doing? It's just too much talking before. And look at the ball. I got it circled. I almost forgot. The ball's already snapped, and everyone's looking at everything else but the offensive players. And so as soon as it snapped, everyone's out of place. This guy's still pointing. Everyone's moving. That communication and that late communication puts everyone out of place, and they pick up an easy first down. Like I said, there is a good chance that they're giving them looks that they have not seen before, so I'm not surprised. I just wish we were a little bit faster of getting lined up. And then you go to the very next play, more miscommunication on the defensive line or the secondary. I'm not sure which of these three guys at this point is responsible for this receiver coming free until you continue to go. And then you see Charlie Collins, defensive end. That's the if I'm not pass rushing, I'm looking, I'm out of place, opens up a very easy window. All these plays are so easily preventable if you have guys who know what they're supposed to do when they're on the field. And here's another thing right here. As soon as you see this corner Bell back into this zone, somebody has to come and take his place. You have to have someone in that curl to flat area, okay? So he is abandoning this space. And look at this receiver. I mean, my girlfriend Ebony can get out there and run this route, okay? It's a 4-yard hitch, turn around. Will she catch it? I don't know. She was an athlete back in the day. I'll give her that. But once again, I'm not sure which of these two guys are responsible for this zone, and I don't think they are either, okay? So we shouldn't be having that, especially out the gate. Easy concepts. So I'm not worried when it comes to the first drive. I think this is great tape to learn from. And I think this will really push competition within the room. Hey, if you don't know what you're supposed to do, you can't get out on the field. I don't care how special you are. So hopefully they get that turned around sooner than later. Okay, that's the defensive first drive. Now I'm going to go ahead and take a look into the good and the bad. Okay, one thing that concerns me the most is with so many transfers. You got Talon, you got Cam Ball back, you got Carmona up front, you got guys with experience who know what to do. And so you think, okay, we're in year 2 now. But when you get a new crop in, we've been saying this for a long time, you still got guys trying to learn new concepts, okay? And they're still thinking, we got to transfer in Mike Washington, okay? So you see this play right here. This should be a very easy pickup. And this play really concerns me. I think Grant's going to talk a little bit more about this in his breakdown tomorrow. But this should be pretty simple. He sees right here. He's like, uh-oh, that's supposed to be my guy. What this does and why this worries me big time is because how this is going to affect Talon Green when he sees this on tape. Right now, Talon's doing a great job. He's standing in the pocket. He's not getting out of the pocket. He's going through his progression because he believes, hey, we should have this picked up. Okay, but this mental mistake now is probably going to be in his head before the snap next time. If he gets the same look, he may think, okay, I think we're good. He needs to snap the ball saying, I know we're good, and I know we're going to pick this up. I don't want him thinking, I hope this guy gets that. That will change the mindset of a quarterback. So that's one thing I think the first couple games we're going to have to just deal with a little bit of this. But come Ole Miss, we cannot afford to have mental mistakes like this. Now, even though I got on Mike Washington, all right, the thing about him, though, he is experienced. And he comes back next drive, and he's like, okay, I got to tighten up. I can't have plays like that. This right here, I won't dig into it because I know Grant wants to talk about this play, but this right here is special, okay? So you have that play, mental mistake, and then you find yourself in a situation where now he has to pick. Experienced guys know which guy to pick. Zach, which guy are you picking on this play if you're going to block? The one what? Who's right? My right? Oh, he's like, I don't know. He's going to pick the right guy. You want to take the guy on the inside. Why is that? Because he has the fastest path to the quarterback, okay? So if you have to leave one, you leave the guy furthest away from the quarterback. You can see it right here. This gives him enough time to get this ball off. And so I want y'all to remember this play. Are we locked in here? Y'all remember this play? You see that look? Great job by Michael Washington. Communication is key again. He needs to go to the sideline and tell all the other running backs what just happened, just in case they see the same thing. DJ, why are you making that a point? Because 4th and 5 has the eye in the sky. This is the play our viewer talked about. Can you tell Braylon Russell to block the right guy? Same situation. I'm going to get going. Zach, which guy are you blocking right here? The inside guy, the guy closest to the quarterback, who has the closest and fastest path. This is what happens when you pick the guy that is furthest away from the quarterback, and then you get a free shot on Taylon Green, okay? This is not a good frame. You do not want this as a running back. And now Taylon, he has to go back and watch this tape and be like, oh, that's what it looked like behind me. And so now you got a Taylon Green who's confident. He's looking at his guy in the pocket. Week 1 like this. What happens when that keeps happening? He's going to start doing one of these numbers right here, and that's bad news. It destroys timing, destroys confidence. So I'm hoping Taylon says, all right, guys, I'm going to give y'all a pass on week 1, but from here on out, I need y'all to make sure I'm good on my blind side. And so that's just experience that comes into play and great tape to learn from. And then once again, another job by Taylon. But one thing that I'm curious about is he's already picked his guy. Great job right here, leading his receiver. Omega Blake, man, I love you, man. Look at this. Not going down on contact. Look at that ball security. Lock it up. Boom. Good right there. He's found his guy. And then he comes back to the very next play. Very next play. This is a 2-minute drive. He has his hands up like, what'd you say? He doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't know really what the play is. He's looking at Taylon with his hands up like, what is it? And Taylon goes to him anyway. I need Taylon in these situations, even though I know the clock is going, have poise. Calm down. Are you good? We're checked up. We got plenty of time. We got 2 timeouts. We're we're almost to the 30-yard line. Everybody good, and get this ball off. But he's already even locked on a guy because I think he's starting to build confidence. A little Andrew Armstrong thing going on when you got a potential kind of an Isaac Tesla in the middle of the field. Once again, what I tell you about Raylan Sharp, I would be shocked if Raylan Sharp doesn't get more catches coming up, especially in these man-to-man situations. He's put it on tape that no one can guard him. And so until someone shows him otherwise, you need to make sure that you get him the ball. Okay, so there we go. Let's go ahead and send it over. I think this ball needs to go in the middle of the field. But then you had a guy who, right before that snap went off, he was very curious what's going on. And then once again, it pops up again. And you got to think, all this is happening, and Arkansas scored 52 points. We had so much left on the field. That is so encouraging. But once again, new guys, 2-minute drill. You need to score before halftime. You can't have this. This is a young buck over here, or a transfer coming in, Jalen Brown. You see him out here. Take a look at him. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know the play, so he turns back around, and that's not what you want to see as a receiver. When you got 2 offensive linemen coming your way, that's supposed to be a screen play. He was supposed to run that off, but you can kind of see him. He's just standing there because he has no idea what to do. And I would say a veteran move, when you don't know what to do, just run as fast as you can in a direction and see what happens. But don't come back to the line of scrimmage. That just created so much mess right there. Nowhere for the running back to go. And like I said, very discouraging because there's 32 seconds left on the clock right there. You wanted to go ahead and have a little bit more perfection before halftime. And then once again, still not trying to figure out what to do. And I just picked this one out personally because I want to talk to my tight ends. I'm biased, all right? I've been in this situation. I know what this play is. It's 42 lead, okay? I would say myself and other fellow tight ends who like to catch the ball, when this play is called, you're like, oh, because you know what's going to happen is the Red Sea is going to part, and then there's a linebacker on the other side whose job is to put his helmet through your sternum. It doesn't feel nice. I don't like it. No one likes it. But come game time, you just have to say, all right, I'm going to go into this hole. I'm just going to close my eyes and hit this guy as hard as I can and see what happens. Takes the wrong path here. I don't like that. You have to get inside there. Don't avoid this contact. It's a lead play. I'm looking at the track of the offensive lineman. Look at the track of the running back. You can see him going right up in this hole. He's not trying to bounce it outside at all. And so Mr. Platt, get in there, man. Go ahead and get hit one time. If you need to tap your head because you're seeing two of everything, that's cool. Take a timeout. You got other guys in behind you. I used to do that all the time. We were playing against Florida. And then there's this guy, Brandon Spikes. He was there. Dude was crazy. He was poking people's eyes out and everything. He had long dreads. He looked like the Predator. Never seen anything like it. Scary looking dude. And I remember 42 lead gets called. I was like, I even told Ben Cleveland on the sideline, I was like, hey, get ready because I'm going to need one after this. And I hit him, and I saw about 8 different Ben Clevelands when I went to the sideline, and I said, I need a second. All right, that's just part of the game. That may come back to haunt me a little bit later, but it kind of gets me all pumped up too. Kind of makes me miss football a little bit. Just kidding. I like what I do now. So let's go ahead and tighten that up. I think we're moving in the right direction. Okay, so looking at that breakdown on defense and all this good stuff, I feel like we are perfectly fine with where we are. We got enough things on tape to brush up. We got enough things on tape to understand, okay, we can't beat ourselves. And listen to me, I'm being nitpicky and we won 52-7, okay? But I'm also realistic. When those big dogs start coming to town, things are going to change. So let's fix these now and not fix them later. You heard Coach Nutt say that when he was here at the Mainline Sports Bar in Oakland, week 3. Circle it on your calendar. It's going to be a ball game. Football season is back, and 4th and 5 is ready to give you the best coverage that you can find when it comes to Razorback football. At home games, we're going to be live 2 hours before kickoff at the Alumni House. Everything from breakdown, strategy, taking a look at the analysis for the weeks before, even taking a look into the opponents that we're playing as well. So many questions surrounding each and every moment of the game. 4th and 5 is going to be your one-stop shop to have you covered. Also, too, make sure you join us in all of our live shows Monday night with that breakdown live from Oakland at the Mainline Sports Bar. Wednesday night, viewer comments. And then Friday night, we're going to pick our high school game of the week. And then, once again, circle it back around to Razorback football. The thing that separates us is we call it how we see it. Not mean, just fair and honest. Make sure you subscribe on all of our social media platforms and be a part of this growing community. 4th and 5, keeping it real, calling it like we see it. No. 4th and 5, giving you everything you need when it comes to Razorback football, but keeping it honest. No, that's not good either. 4th and 5, the state's best. Oh, no, not there yet. We're working on it. 4th and 5, your go-to channel for your, you know what, we'll cross that bridge later. Can y'all just subscribe and we'll figure out the tagline later. All right, see y'all later.